Hi, my name is Katie Pearson. I'm a student at Southern Utah University, and I will be discussing Case 3-4, Franklin Industries Whistleblowing. The facts of the case are as follows. Natalie Garson, a CPA for Franklin Industries, began to notice some unusual transactions between Denny King and Vic Construction. These were payments that totaled $5 million. Upon closer look, Natalie and her team discovered that Vic Construction was owned by Denny King's sister, Victoria. This disturbed her and her team, so they brought it to the attention of the Internal Audit Department, who dug a little bit deeper, and they found that Vic Construction had made a $5 million electronic transfer to an outside supplier. This supplier was, in fact, Denny King. She filed a complaint to the HR department, and 6 months later she heard back from them. They stated that this was not embezzlement. This really disturbed Natalie. She had gone to all that effort and only to have her opinion overturned. Her friend Roger Harris told her, though, to drop it and told her not to rock the boat and to leave things as they are. However, Natalie was strong. She had strong morals and she knew what she needed to do. However, she wasn't quite sure how to bring this up to the board of directors and management. There are a few things for Natalie to consider when deciding to act on her values. She will first need to consider the main arguments from upper management and the rationalizations that they have. These include an attitude of not rocking the boat or conveying the locus of loyalty. This means leaving things alone and not bringing fraud to the forefront of the company. It's kind of like sweeping things under the rug and trying to keep reports clean. Also, if the CEO is going to do what he wants anyway, what's the point of bringing up an issue that is uncomfortable and will likely be pushed to the side? Second, there's a lot at stake for the key parties, including those who disagree with Natalie. If employees find out about the lapse in ethical behavior by upper management, they may experience ethical dissonance and they may quit. This could cause great upheaval at Franklin Industries. Also, word would likely get out, and if Franklin Industries' reputation gets soiled, they could lose suppliers and customers. Those involved in upper management could be blasted by shareholders, and their action could be punished by law. Third, Natalie will need to identify levers she can use to influence those who disagree with her. These could include corporate governance statutes, such as SOX Section 302, which requires management certification of the internal controls over financial reporting, and SOX Section 806, which protects whistleblowers and requires that independent audit committees oversee financial reporting. Fourth, Natalie needs to state her most powerful and persuasive response to the reasons and rationalizations addressed by those in upper management and in the board of directors. These include management's duty of care in regards to the corporation and shareholders. They need to exercise the care that an ordinarily prudent person would exercise in similar circumstances and act in a way that benefits the corporation. Persuasively stating these duties can instill integrity and ethical behavior. If Natalie presents all of the information in the previous slide and it doesn't generate a positive response, she needs to seriously consider bringing this to the attention of the SEC. This form of complaint is called whistleblowing. Whistleblowing is actually a moral act. DeGeorge has analyzed whistleblowing and when it is morally permitted. He has identified 5 criteria to justify the act of whistleblowing. First, the firm's actions or interactions will do serious and considerable harm to others. Second, the whistleblowing act is justifiable once the employee reports it to her immediate supervisor and makes her moral concerns known. Third, absent any action by the supervisor, the employee should take the matter all the way up to the board if necessary. Fourth, documented evidence must exist that would convince a reasonable and impartial observer that one's views of the situation is correct. Fifth, the employee must reasonably believe that going public will create the necessary change to protect the public and is worth the risk to oneself. Based on the criteria above, I believe that Natalie has sufficient standing to file a whistleblower claim with the SEC under the Dodd-Frank Act. An internal accountant can be a whistleblower if the violation has been reported internally and as at least 120 days have passed without action. In Natalie's case, it has been 6 months. After this response, no further action was taken, even though it was clearly evident that embezzlement occurred and there was documented evidence to back it up. In conclusion, Natalie has followed DeGeorge's 5 criteria and has met the standards set under the Dodd-Frank Act. After little to no action by management and the board of directors, Natalie has a right and a moral responsibility and obligation to report the situation to the SEC. Thank you.